Welcome back to another episode of the Bourbon Pour. I'm Jordan.
And I'm Brian. And today we're here with Shawn Busby. He's the organizer of Crossroads Acoustic Fest. It's a festival that we have here in town. It's April 26th and 27th in downtown Seymour. How are you doing today, Shawn?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me here.
We're super excited to have you here, Shawn. Glad that you stopped by the bar. So this is our second episode in what we're calling Community Spirit, where we talk about some of the events and raise awareness about those events and initiatives and all the work going on in the community over a taste of bourbon. So tonight, Shawn, I know recently Brian actually I think has gotten you into Widow Jane 10 year.
Yes, thank you very much.
You enjoy 1792, but we're going to do Widow Jane 10 year and talk about a little bit of bourbon. So
sounds very good.
So speaking of bourbon, what got you into bourbon, or what appeals to you with bourbon?
I think it was a movie, actually. I was watching a movie about Prohibition, and I really had never had bourbon or whiskey prior to that. And I think I had tried it, maybe I'd sampled it, and it was just too strong. But then after I watched that movie, I was like, I'm going to give this another shot. And
Pun intended.
Yes.
Pun intended. Give it another shot, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So that kind of got me back into it, or got me started, I guess.
Okay.
So how long ago was that?
Oh, that's probably been 15 years ago.
Okay. Because I'm more of a newbie. I'm kind of within the last probably 4 to 6 years getting into it. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was kind of 21 whenever, well, before 21, but 21 when I got as far as having like crazy collection though, not all that long. So let's go ahead though and give us a little bit of a nose.
So for some reason I get a plum. I get a plum all the way through it. I get on the nose, on the palate, on the finish, everything.
I can see that.
It's definitely a sweeter note.
And I don't know if you don't feel any pressure too. Like if you just sit and drink bourbon, you don't really analyze it like we might do. That's okay.
I don't analyze it real closely. I just enjoy it.
But I smell that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Let's go in for a sip though. That's very good. Actually, a lot of times if I start with Widow Jane, I don't like it. It's like a harsh, like woody note. But we've filmed a couple more episodes before this, so I've had some samples, and it kind of lines out a little bit better for me, and I can get that darkness to it, a little bit of brown sugar, a little bit of caramel,
for sure,
and definitely a good sip. So how about you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Either one.
No, you go ahead, Shawn.
I don't know that I would have pulled that out the way you did, but definitely brown sugar.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. Kind of like a good, like, almost not like a burnt brown sugar, but just something you'd have like in a cake or something like that.
I always say it's a dessert. It tastes like a dessert.
Yeah. So that's kind of enough about a bourbon, but. Brian, I think I'll let you start the line of questioning here.
Okay.
We're going to grill him.
That sounds like it, yeah.
Well, we did bring you here to talk about the Acoustic Fest.
So,
maybe start with how that got started and how long ago when you started up.
So it started with a trip down to Florida. My brother and I went down to a festival called the 30A Songwriters Festival, which is down in Florida right along the Panhandle. And we went down not knowing if we would really enjoy it that much. We didn't know any of the artists. We just knew we liked the area. Mm-hmm. And so we went down and we fell in love with it. We thought, we'll volunteer and check out a couple shows and spend the rest of the time riding our bikes. But no, we couldn't get enough of it. Mm-hmm. And on our way back home from that trip, we decided, we ought to try and do something sort of like that in Seymour.
Right.
It took a few years to get there, but in 2018, we kicked it off.
Mm-hmm. And Seymour, of course, has such a rich music history that I think that kind of lends itself really well to a festival.
For sure.
And one thing that I like about the event, but what maybe people don't know, is that the festival provides kind of a listening room experience. It's not like a rowdy outdoor concert thing. Concerts have their place for that, but this provides kind of a listening room experience. So kind of explain and walk through for everybody what that is.
Yeah, I think a lot of times folks hear the word festival and they assume they're going to be outside, they're going to be in the sun, and they're going to be in a mass crowd of people. And our festival is none of those things. It's all inside. We have seats in every room, so you get to sit down, really enjoy performances. And we do. We ask the audience to to pay attention to what's happening, give their full attention to the performance in front of them, and really dial into the songs and the stories, and it creates a very unique experience.
Yeah, I love that part of it. You know, yeah.
Yeah, I've been to probably three or four over the years, and they're just phenomenal, and I enjoy
Thank you.
them. Yeah. I know you've used several different spaces for the listening room. So what rooms are we going to be using?
So this year we'll be back at Jackson County Visitor Center. We will be at that's right.
I work for the visitor.
We will be at the Copper Top, which is a brand new venue downtown. For those who don't know, they're just getting ready to open. It's going to be in the building that was most recently the Tribune. I think it used to be the old Sears building.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
That's right.
And then we'll be at Knights of Columbus as well.
Okay, very cool.
Well, and the festival also, so it's a Friday night and then it's a Saturday night, but you do have an event that's free and open to the public on Saturday morning. So tell us a little bit about that.
So Robert Reynolds is a gentleman who lives down the road in Madison. He used to be in a band called the Mavericks. He's actually a Grammy winner from years back. Yeah. He came to us with this concept in 2019. Of doing essentially a songwriter's workshop. This year we're kind of changing the name a little bit. We're calling it Inside the Song, because we feel it's obviously great for songwriters or folks who want to learn more about that. But I've never written a song, probably will never write a song, and I thoroughly enjoy hearing him. And he always has a guest each year that comes in, and he'll just kind of quiz them on how they got started with songwriting and their tips and. It's really interesting to get inside their heads.
Right, yeah. And that's kind of what the festival is all about, right? You know, it's really focusing in on that singer-songwriter piece of it. And I always think it's incredible the talent that you guys draw in. I mean, it really is unbelievable. I don't know how you find these guys, but it's super awesome. Obviously, it's something you're passionate about. So,
yes.
Yeah.
Well, part of it's going down to Florida.
Right. Searching it out. Right.
But we have been extremely fortunate. We've had some great talent.
Yeah,
for sure.
Several years ago, Shawn asked me to attend a house concert series that he has here in town, and just some of the talent that's come through there. And a lot of the names that are on the list here are ones that we've seen at the house concert series. So if you want to talk about some of the artists that are going to
be absolutely. I know you're a big fan of Steve Poltz, as am I. Yeah. He's one of my all-time favorites, just a great entertainer all around. Gabe Lee is one of my favorites out of Nashville. He's a young songwriter. I always hate to draw a comparison to someone as iconic as John Prine.
Sounds just like him.
But he kind of sounds like him. So you got to come out and check out Gabe Lee. But we've got a bunch of good ones.
John Prine, and I hate to say too, because I know you were like, you hate to compare people. If John Prine and Bob Dylan kind of came together, that's kind of what you'd get.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah. But Grayson Capps is an annual favorite. This will be his third time at our festival.
Gosh.
I mean, the list goes on and on. Otis Gibbs, if you didn't catch him last year, definitely come out and see him play.
Yeah, his set was awesome.
So we got a great list again this year. So have you guys heard of the band MODOK before?
I have not.
No, I haven't.
Okay. So they have Indiana ties, or Seymour ties, I should say. I think they got their start in Ball State. Okay. And they're a little bit more of a rock band. We don't have a lot of rock bands involved at our festival, but because of the Seymour ties, we wanted to have them out. Yeah. But Kyle Addison and Clint Culberson, but Kyle's from right here in Seymour.
Oh, that's awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So they're going to be part of the festival this year. We just added those guys.
Okay.
So awesome. And they start in Ball State?
And it won't be the full band.
Okay.
The full band was 4-piece. They're going to be a duo at our festival.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that kind of strips it down to like what Crossroads is all about. So how can people actually get tickets to go see it?
CrossroadsAcousticFest.com. We've got all the information about the entire lineup, all the venues, all the artists are featured on there. You can also stop by Jackson County Visitor Center. Pick up tickets there.
Yeah, come see me and Alicia and Aaron.
That's right. You can buy tickets for the weekend and come both Friday and Saturday, which I recommend. Some of the artists will play twice, which gives you more chances to see everybody. But if you can only make it Friday or Saturday, we have those tickets available also.
Awesome. Cool.
So what's driven you over the years to provide this for the community?
Well, I've always been a big music fan, and I historically have driven to Indianapolis or driven to Louisville or even farther for music. And when I saw what was happening in Florida and thought, well, I think we can recreate this, it's given me a chance to bring music to our town.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's something unique that isn't happening else. There's music all over town, and there's great things that are happening elsewhere, but I think what we're doing is a little bit different.
Right.
So I wanted to offer something different.
Yeah. Well, and I've gone to all of the Crossroads Acoustic Fest festivals, and one thing that I love, and I know I've told you this before, Shawn, but there might be artists on the poster that you've never heard of, but part of what I love about the festival is the discovery element to it. Mm-hmm. So you don't know these people exist because they're maybe not household names, or some people, regionally know who they are, but discovering a new artist and putting them into your, rotation of who you listen to. I love music too. I'm thankful to you for bringing those people here, because there's guys like Levi Parham, the Cicada Rhythm. I'm drawing a blank on a few of the others that I have seen at Crossroads Acoustic Fest that I listen to regularly now.
You say like Wesley Dean last year?
Yeah, Wesley Dean. Dean Owens the one year. The Grayson Caps, I had never heard of him, and I listen to these people weekly.
Yeah.
So, and it's all because of Crossroads.
Joe Stam's one I listen to all the time.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Steve Bolts, Otis Gibbs, they're all on my
Crossroads Acoustic Fest, that's what it's all about. And I wouldn't know about any of those artists and wouldn't listen to them today if it wasn't for Shawn and Crossroads Acoustic Fest.
I appreciate you saying that. That's great.
One cool bottle, though, before we wrap things up, that I have here, and I decided to bring this out because this is called Blue Note. It's got a guitar player on it, and this actual expression of bourbon is called Crossroads. So maybe we'll have to give it a try here.
Where is that from?
That's out of Memphis, Tennessee. So it's a sourced bourbon. I think they use Green River stuff, but out of Memphis. So maybe pick up a bottle of Blue Note Crossroads.
Stuff like a cool looking bottle.
Yeah, it's definitely very cool.
Sure,
So we'll have to do it. Maybe we should have tasted that instead of a Widow Jack. Anyway. So we really appreciate the time, Shawn, and best of luck with the festival. I know Brian and I will be there, so we wouldn't miss it. So, all right, as we always close every episode when you are with your family and your friends, always share your whiskey.